Many call them the lifeline of the American economy, truck drivers, including those who deliver merchandise to convenience stores, often early in the morning. But a clerk at the downtown San Jose 7-Eleven was surprised to see this recently. A delivery company called Core-Mart providing an armed guard with its truck and driver. Gurdev Singh says, unfortunately, he understands why.
Facing so many problems just because of the crazy guys. Now they are good at all. Here in downtown San Jose, lot of crazy people hanging all the time. So better they hire a guard.
We reached out to Core-Mart's parent company, but they declined to explain why they're now providing the guards.
Yep, armed guards for bottles of water. And the governor that created that situation is now heavily being considered for the presidency of the United States. No, it's not a joke. It's California. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Radowski here of youtube.com/wearechange, and there's a lot of absolutely fantastic news to get into today, as of course socially the situation is not all right, as internationally the Russians have had some surprising developments and news as of late. We'll be talking about that, plus a lot more as well, as the dwindling, ever so woke Biden administration that is making some very interesting announcements, as Kamala Harris looks like she will be the very bold, beautiful, and brave leader that will be stepping up to the very important role as puppet of the United States. We'll be getting into that, plus all the latest news here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, representing America right now on the 4th of July, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, as of course every new subscriber means at least one treat for Atlas, who of course is my co-host during this show, as the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast really does highlight the decline of America, its empire, and its former way of life that a lot of us took for granted. And because we did, those good times led to weak men, and those weak men are now literally creating the dystopian, criminally infested streets of California, where Dollar Tree and 7-Eleven stores literally have to guard their merchandise as it makes its way into the store. All of this as even train conductors aren't safe in places like Chicago, where roving gangs of Venezuelan migrants literally attack them recklessly. As domestically, the situation is not all right, as there's a lot of predators out there like Sean P. Diddy Combs, as there are now new, darker allegations about all the horrible stuff that he was a part of, as this man is also alleged to have a lot of very important compromise on some of the biggest celebrities in Hollywood. This, as internationally, the situation is just as tumultuous, as we had some very interesting comments from the president of Russia recently, who actually came out and says that he supports the potential new president of the United States, Donald Trump, ending the current war in Ukraine, even though Vladimir Putin doesn't know how he will do that himself.
Well, the fact that Mr. Trump, as a presidential candidate, says that he's ready and wants to stop the war in Ukraine, we take that very seriously. Well, I haven't seen his ideas on how exactly he's going to do that, and that is the key question. But I have no doubt that he says that sincerely, and we support that.
This, as Vladimir Putin also talked about some latest technological military advancement that the country has had, as he is announcing top-notch missiles that are, quote, coming soon and probably will be used in the theater of war in Ukraine right now, that, according to the Western sources, the Ukrainians are winning. According to, of course, non-Western sources, the Russians are winning. And when you look at the kind of battle lines and how they're being drawn here, it more looks like a stalemate and just an absolute butchering of Slavic men on all sides here, which is atrocious, which is horrible. as a lot of people are pointing out that Russia is failing to make significant ground during their larger offensive maneuvers, as the Russians are saying that's not our strategy here. Our strategy here is to deplete Ukraine of its soldiers that they are lacking in numbers of compared to the Russians that have a huge amount of them. They also have a lot of natural resources. They also have a manufacturing and production operation that, according to a lot of military experts, is far more superior, far more effective, far more cost-effective than the Western one. As here domestically inside of the United States, the U.S. government is literally paying soldiers to leave the military. This as they're facing massive recruitment numbers that are not being met, as they're now wanting the government back from the money that they gave to the soldiers. What's really going on here? Well, a bureaucratic cluster F, as a lot of people question the current political leadership in Washington, D.C., as the commander-in-chief isn't really that spry, isn't really there when it comes to one of the most dangerous situations on the face of this earth. As we're going to be talking about that old Yeller guy in just a little bit, before we do, we wanted to tell you about the larger ticket giveaway that we are doing today for members of LukeUnfiltered.com. We are going to be releasing a special video just for members, as we are going to be giving out tickets to the Bitcoin conference that cost nearly $600. Yes, you heard that correctly. We are giving out 5 free tickets to members of LukeUnfiltered.com, the first 5 members that comment underneath our members video today. As of course, we are going to be doing some really cool, awesome things with the Bitcoin conference this year in Nashville, Tennessee, specifically for my birthday, as this event is going to be major. It's going to be huge. And trust me, you are wanting to be there, as the list of attendees is going to be absolutely surprising, as of course there's some last minute things happening here that we can't tell you about right now, but are definitely going to be worth to be at. If you want to just buy tickets and you don't want to enter into our larger kind of giveaway, you could buy them right now with promo code WRC. I think you get a percentage off, but again, first 5 people to comment on today's members video will be reached out to. Make sure you comment with your email, and then those people will, of course, be giving free tickets to the Bitcoin conference, as of course we release almost daily videos for members. We also have master classes. You guys also get the ability to call into our show to ask us questions. Again, this is the place to be when it comes to our quasi-secret, not-so-secret society that is helping us build, grow, and expand this independent media organization. I might be doing a nature hike in Las Vegas in just a few days from now, maybe next week, just for members of LukeUnfiltered.com. So stay tuned for that and a lot more, all here on this independent media organization. As your support is more crucial than ever, if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Click right here. Put in your information. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You get emailed back a login. You log in, and then you get about like 12 plus years of exclusive behind-the-scenes videos that no one has ever seen before, with major big players, major big names, as well as all the latest health hacks and tips and tricks for your own personal wealth, security, and betterment, which is something that Joe Biden, at the age of 81, needs more than ever, as of course he has been doing very short appearances on the national stage, as he recently just stormed off of the Medal of Honor ceremony, as he is refusing to answer questions from reporters. One day, the White House literally spray painted him orange for an announcement, an address that he gave for 5 minutes to the nation. As today, we're finding out that according to the White House, Biden was actually seen by doctors days before the disastrous presidential debate that he just had. As of course, the White House has announced that there was no medical exam since February, which, again, turned out to be not true. As of course, they are running with the story that he had a cold and was, quote, recovering well. As a lot of people are saying, yeah, a cold doesn't explain the slurring of his words, the inability to actually have a thought that you could consciously transmit through your words. This, as even major Democratic Party officials are coming out and saying Biden is absolutely too old to be trying to run this entire country, raising their concerns now publicly more than ever, as the governor of Maryland literally came out and said, quote, "We always believe that when you love someone, you tell them the truth," specifically speaking about Joe Biden, who clearly isn't feeling the love from his son, his wife, that are, according to many sources, pressuring and pushing him to continue his run for the presidency of the United States. As, of course, media pundits are kind of losing their ish, with Joy Reid being one of them, that maybe she didn't have ish to lose in the first place, but she even just came out and said that even if Biden is in a coma, she is still voting for him. As this is a way to keep a man that she referenced to literally Germany in the 1930s as his competitor to, quote, keep him out of office. Absolutely nonsensical, hyperbolic claim there. As a lot of people are looking at this next upcoming presidential interview with George Stephanopoulos on the corporate media as a major signal marker to what the president of the United States will be doing next. Now, it's pretty clear here. ABC News has previously been very good to this Biden administration, doing a lot of their bidding, not reporting on a lot of their scandals, essentially being a fourth estate to the federal government. All of this as everyone is now saying that Kamala Harris will be the next president of the United States, as a lot of people fear that Joe Biden will step down, which will inevitably make Kamala Harris the current president of the United States. As this news is also not good news for the Democratic Party, as of course her poll numbers, her favorability, are at an absolute low. She is a cackler. She is known for not having a lot of good personality. She's known for repeating herself repeatedly all the time on statements that sometimes are just as incoherent as the current president of the United States. As even Donald Trump was just caught on a video claiming that already broken down Biden has quit and that it's Kamala that is going to be running up against him in this upcoming presidential election. Going on and even saying, quote, Kamala Harris is, quote, so effing bad. Not really pulling any punches here.
You gave me so much. How did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, amazing.
He kicked that old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, you know. He's quitting the race.
Is that right?
Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so bad. So,
I just can't imagine.
but can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, a very tough guy. And they see him, they can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Just keep knocking him out, right?
That's it.
Yeah, not really holding anything back. Not an official comment there, as of course now a lot of people like myself are politically looking at the situation. And if it's going to be a Kamala Harris presidency and re-election, a lot of people are looking at Tulsi Gabbard, an individual that has been described as the Kamala wrecker and destroyer, who previously at Democratic presidential debates a couple years ago went after her in a very aggressive, vicious way that absolutely embarrassed the current president of the United States, especially when it came to the ruthless prosecution record that Kamala had that literally made innocent people stay in jail and at the same time face the death penalty. Yes, Kamala Harris, as prosecutor, literally put innocent people in jail when she had evidence proving their innocence. And she kept them there, as of course a lot of the crimes were victimless crimes. And of course, if Kamala does run, there are a lot of skeletons in her closet that of course would be publicly revealed. As, again, according to many sources, Biden is considering stepping down. I think it's fair to say he already has in many ways and doesn't have to allude to it. And now Kamala coming in, taking the purse and running with this presidency. It's going to be very crazy next few months that are absolutely not going to be boring, and we're here for all of it. Stay tuned for that. and a lot more here on this independent media broadcast. Celebrate July 4th. Enjoy it with your friends and family members. I know I will. I couldn't stop because there's so much happening that I just needed to do this video report for you. If you appreciate it, share it with your friends and family members. It does mean a lot to have your support, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for it, and that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.